skies turn gray. Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. Tracking, we're on the scene with forecasts and warnings, know what they mean. Hurricanes, tropical storms of the night, we're your trusted source, keeping you in sight. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared, let us lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm, come what may. When the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared, let's lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm, come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let's lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. Radar to tracking, we're on the scene. With forecasts and warnings, know what they mean. Hurricanes, tropical storms of the night, we're your trusted source, keeping you in sight. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let us lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. We'll see you through. We'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let's lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. pour. Tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let's lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm, come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. Radar to tracking, we're on the scene. With forecasts and warnings, know what they mean. Hurricanes, tropical storms of the night, we're your trusted source, keeping you in sight. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let us lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm, come what may. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, we'll guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. We'll see you through. We'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let's lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm, come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let's lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. Radar to tracking, we're on the scene. With forecasts and warnings, know what they mean. Hurricanes, tropical storms of the night, we're your trusted source, keeping you in sight. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let us lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what may. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, we'll guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. We'll see you through. We'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let's lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let's lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. Radar to tracking, we're on the scene. With forecasts and warnings, know what they mean. Hurricanes, tropical storms of the night, we're your trusted source, keeping you in sight. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let us lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, we'll guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. We'll see you through. We'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let's lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let us lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm, come what may. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend. We'll guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. We'll see you through. We'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let us lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm, come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. Radar to tracking, we're on the scene. With forecasts and warnings, know what they mean. Hurricanes, tropical storms of the night, we're your trusted source, keeping you in sight. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. So when the skies rumble and the rain starts to pour, tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let us lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm, come what may. Tune into Tropical Storm Central. We do it all and more. Stay tuned, stay prepared. Let us lead the way. Together we'll weather the storm come what may. Say when the winds start blowing and the skies turn gray, Tropical Storm Central will keep fear at bay. From the ocean tides to the stormy skies, we've got the latest updates, hear the weather rise. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storms till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. Radar to tracking, we're on the scene. With forecasts and warnings, know what they mean. Hurricanes, tropical storms of the night, we're your trusted source, keeping you in sight. Tropical Storm Central, your weather friend, will guide you through the storm till the very end. Stay safe, stay smart, we're here for you. With every stormy heartbeat, we'll see you through. Raindrops on the window, lightning in the dark. You can trust our updates, we're always on the mark. No need to worry, even when you're gone. Tropical Storm Central keeps on watching all night long. Good Thursday evening, TSC family. A little earlier tonight. I want to get it done. There's a war in Florida tonight. Tampa Bay Lightning plays the Florida Panthers, so I gotta watch that hockey game. Gotta watch that hockey game. My son and I went to the Sunday's hockey game. What a blast that was! My gosh, it was cold though. My oh my, was it cold? By our standards, it was cold. You see, there's a squall of snow up here in the north. I guess the Midwest, almost up in the Great Lakes region. Y'all, there is going to be a howling wind that's going to come through this sector of New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia area, Ohio. Squalling snow. It is going to be tough travel tomorrow, y'all. Very, very bad traveling here tomorrow for y'all. Just brutal travel. Oops, let me get rid of that. Do not. I would say do not go out there and travel tomorrow if you can avoid this area here, especially if you get in that squall line. You do not get off do not just pull off on the side of the road of the interstate. You're going to end up in a wreck. Somebody's going to nail you from behind. Get off the interstates and get to a safe place for a while. These squalls like this, they may last an hour, they may last a couple hours, but they don't last real long. And I would highly advise people to watch the travel up there in the Northeast. I mean, you just got to be careful here, y'all. All right, here's something I found interesting before I went live here. Well, who do you think are the top 10 Super Bowl performances of all times? Top 10. Well, here's what they have listed. They have Springsteen in 2009 as number 10. Bruce Springsteen. Number 9, they got Madonna in 2012.
And standing at number 8, they have Tom Petty in the 2008 Super Bowl. I remember that well. That was a great Super Bowl performance by Tom Petty. That was really good. That's almost hard to beat. Then we had Lady Gaga and as number 7 in 2017. I tell you what, she put on one heck of a performance as well. That I enjoyed that one. That was very very good. Then we had at number 6. I can't believe he's at number 6. Is Michael Jackson. Boy, it's pretty hard for me to believe that shouldn't be number 1 because that was one heck of a performance. I remember it. 1993. Michael Jackson. That goes way back, doesn't it? Then at number 5, they have Katy Perry at number 5 in 2015. Okay, Katy Perry on 2015. And then we have in 2004, who was that? Bono. We have Bono or U2, whichever you want to call it. Is it Bono is a singer, but it goes by U2. Again, a phenomenal Super Bowl performance was U2. It was phenomenal. And that's number 4 at 2002. And then at 2003, Snoop Dogg and Eminem and Kendrick Lamar as the 2022 number 3. I thought again, I thought that performance was pretty daggone good, quite frankly. I thought that was really good. Then at number 2, they had Beyonce as number 2. It was good, but it was a little bit too risque for me with little kids. That's I'll say that. It was just and so was Dre up here and Snoop Dogg. It got a little risque with the dancing and bare butt girls up there. I don't care for that kind of stuff. It's not needed to have a great performance. But again, Beyonce is the star. She really is. And then at number 1, and then probably my all-time favorite was Prince in 2007. Um, I don't know Bad Bunny. I don't know why the NFL chose this. I'm not going to go out there and say bad things, but all I say is this: he sells a lot of anti-American stuff, and I don't know why he's like this. I have no idea. Um, but we'll see how he performs. I guess if you're going to watch it, we're not going to watch his halftime show. I'll be honest with you, we won't do it. But those of you, hey, if you like his music, hey, congratulations. There you go. But that's the top tens that's been rated here from I don't know MSN is one that rated this. All right, let's get into this. I thought I'd share a little what I've seen out there. All right, y'all. Here is some interesting stuff. This is the European ensembles for snow, and I was looking, and I thought, wow, it's getting this snow line here is starting to move a little bit toward the south, right? It's getting a little bit forward to the south here, isn't it? And this is the European ensemble. And when does that come in there? When does that southern route move in to play? Well, it kind of moves in about the 15th, 16th timeline, as you can see. And there is snow that's moving southward out of Canada down this direction here. As you get into that 18th timeline, as you can see it building there. And I've just seen it a little interesting. I thought, you know what, let's just go through this and look at it. When is all the snow over here for the next couple, 2 or 3 days? And if you look at the National Weather Service right now, their graphic here, you can see that snow again. Be careful over here, y'all. There is going to be some howling winds that's going to be associated with all this squalling snow right here. So do be careful with that. And you see that snow there on the European model driving southward, isn't it? Coming through the Ohio Valley out toward the west. Lots of snow in the Sierras. They've been lacking snow. Well, they're going to get abundance of it, looks like right now. And you see that snow line getting moved there in Arkansas there toward the end. Now, here's the GFS model for this. Here's the GFS ensembles. It's a little bit further south, isn't it? Now, is there any freezing rain? There's not, y'all. I don't see any freezing rain risk here at all currently on the models. So let's not worry about freezing rain. I think the freezing rain possibilities is coming a little nil. But you see the southern part here on the GFS ensembles. Here's the Canadian ensembles. Again, getting a little bit further south there. Okay, you can see it right there. Not a lot. Canadian ensembles are usually over cold, and usually they show things further south even more so than the European ensembles does as a norm. But it doesn't do it this time. It does not do it this time. Now the GFS model is still currently updating on the ensembles. It only went out to 240 hours out. It will update all the way out to 384 hours eventually. But look at that. Now, when does that come into play? That southern route right there, snow comes into play again at 13-14 timeline. Now, James and I were just talking there a while ago. Things have flipped with severe weather, y'all. And what I mean by that, I mean, as you see there on the GFS model right there, colder air is coming in southward. So it looks like colder air is going to come into play here, cooler air, which is going to be a more stable air mass. What does that mean? What's less chances of severe weather? Right now, the models have kind of flipped on this severe weather here around around the 13-14 timeline. It's been pushed back to around the 18th. It looks like on the models, and that's a long ways out. So that is it going to flip again? Yeah, it probably will. It's probably going to flip again. Is what's going to happen. But here is what the model graphics are giving us right now, and I'll go with this now. Here, from the Storm Prediction Center, there is no severe threat level for the next 7 to 8 days per them. You see, there's days 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see there's day 4 nothing, day 5 nothing, day 6 nothing, day 7 nothing, day 8 nothing. Now, does not mean down here that they're not looking at things. I'm telling y'all around that day 8 timeline, okay, which is going to be around the 13, 14, we need to watch real closely or we're going to get some severe weather because things could flip back, okay? And again, here's the snow for the next 7 days. There it is. There's that squall over there. Here's day 2 tomorrow. It really gets intense tomorrow. Y'all live over here, man. That's going to be a windy, very very intense snow over here. Day 3 starts back here in the west and over in the far east. Day 4, a little bit up across the Great Lakes region out west. And day 5, now we're getting snow in the Rockies, which need it badly. They need this snow really bad in there. Day 6, a little bit more snow in the north, up along the north there. As you can see, the snow is starting to become more prevalent here. Now, when is that? Day 6? Day 6 is February 11th. That's February 11th, 12th timeline is what it is. And day 7, you see that snow kind of advancing out here and moving a little bit further south through the Great Lakes and moving into the Ohio Valley more. And that's 2/12. Now this is as far out as the Weather Prediction Center goes. All right, now what we got to do, we got to rely on models now, don't we? Well, what I'm going to show you first next is the temperature. Now we're going to have a flip here, and it's a big flip. You can see right now currently, man, Florida, we have been cold for 2 weeks, guys. We have been so well under the umbrella of anomaly here. We have been cold here for almost a 2 week time frame here in Florida. Is that going to change? Well, if you look at the southeast, no, not really. For the next 24 hours, we're still cold. Look at Florida. We're still below average. Look at here now. Look how cold it's going to get here in the eastern part of the country. The eastern part, over in Texas, you guys are above normal. Out west, it's above normal. Now, are we going to get a flip here? Is this over here going to move this direction here, and then maybe this cool air get over here? Are we going to get a little bit of a flip? This is Sunday. Look at this. Still cold air prevalent here. Us in Florida, we're still below normal. My wife says, why are you doing this to us, Tim? It's not me. That's 10 to 11, 12 degrees below normal. And up here, y'all, that is 25 degrees below normal temperatures. And up here in the northeast, that is downright cold. If you want to see the wind chill, look at the wind chill here. Well, we got green, don't we? Green is way below zero. Look at the wind chill up here. You got green. Anything you see, where you see green is below zero wind chill. Boy, get ready, New York. Get ready, Boston region. It is going to turn viciously cold here. And I do mean viciously. All right, now let's go forward. Let's just watch the anomaly here. Are we going to get a flip here? Surely we will, right? Surely it's going to flip. All right, let's go here now. Florida, Tuesday, we're still below normal. Now I'm seeing a little bit of orange coming into Florida. Now look what's happened here now. By Wednesday of next week, we're getting a little bit of a flip here, aren't we? Now we're getting some warmer air moving into across the eastern part of the country. And look at the abnormally warm air up here in Canada. See that? This is February 13th. Now, remember that line of severe weather that was going on here on the European model on the 13th to 14th? Y'all, at the 2 o'clock update, that kind of flipped. Now, look at us poor here in Florida. Guys, we are still below normal here in the southeast. Southeast is still below normal. And up here along the Atlantic seaboard, we're still below normal. Look at the southeast. We are still below normal on the 15th. Super Bowl weekend. Still, that's 2 weeks from now. Still below normal. Super Bowl is this coming Sunday. We are still below normal. Look at Florida. We are still below normal on the 17th. It hasn't changed. But look at the middle of the country here. Look how warm it is. On the 17th, we are way above normal here. Finally, on the 18th, I see us above normal in Florida here. Finally, we'll go normal to above normal. And that's the 18th. Now, what's going to happen after this? We're going to get this warm up. Big flip here, warm up. Cooler air over here, warmer air over here on the 18th. Now look what happens now. Here comes the 20th. And here comes that cooler air moving into place. And it's replacing what? All the warmer air. Now look over here. We got warmer air here. So we're getting ready to get a flip back. So we're going to flip to warm. Get cooler over here. Then it's going to flip right back to cooler air over here and warmer air over here. It's just we got a temporary warm up, don't we? Is what we got. A temporary warm up. Now, how long is that? What's important about that? Well, I'm telling you, the Arctic is still, it's unstable. The polar vortex is still an unstable mass right now. And you're getting these flips, is what we're getting. Are we going to get another dive of an Arctic blast before we start seeing more of a spring? Hey, the days are longer now. The days should be getting warmer. Okay? Things should be getting warmer here soon. So, is spring going to come soon? Boy, I hope so. I'm a warm person. I like the warm. I don't mind the cold. But I'm kind of done. As Melissa said, I'm done with winter already. I am too, Melissa. I agree with you. I'm a warm person. Like, there's some things I need to do outside. I just don't want to do it because my bones hurt really badly going out there in the colder air right now, and I just try to avoid it. And so hopefully get some heater, warmer air coming in for spring. Over here, y'all, they need the winter here. They really need that winter, and they're gonna get a little bit of winter here, and we're gonna get a little bit of warmth over here eventually. And then it looks like it's gonna flip right back to warmth over here and winter again around February 20th. That's what the European model is showing. Here's the GFS model. I'll leave it up for the same timeline. What is it showing? Well, you see the warmth? On the 20th, you got warmth here. Is it going to get cold again? Well, here comes the cooler air. Look at that. Look at that cooler air diving southward. Dang gum. Why has it got to do that to us for? So both the European and the GFS model shows a heat wave, and then it's all going to flip back. Somewhere around February 20th is when the cooler air will come back into play after we get a major warm up here in the middle of the country. Okay, that's what's going to happen with the temperature forecast. All right, I just showed you the winter. Now here is the possibility of severe weather now. Now there's nothing out there from the Storm Prediction Center. Now what I'm going to go to is severe. So what do we look for when we look for severe weather? What is it we look for? Well, I look at surface cap. Honest, truly, y'all, if we do not have surface cap, you're not going to have severe weather. All right, that's just the way it works. If there's no surface cap in the area, just like lightning, I promise you, if you got lightning, you got a good surface cap. So what we're looking for surface cap. And you can see the date. Let me go up here so you can see this date up here. You see the date right there, over here, which are we gonna look at. So this is Tuesday the 10th right there. A little bit of surface cap there in Texas, as you can see. Now let's stop it right here. Let's just look at this. On Tuesday the 10th, do we have a chance of getting some severe weather here in, say, in Texas? Let's go over to the European model at that same time. Now you can see the K index. There's a little bit of K index there. Is there surface cap there? There is. Is there lightning in the area? Well, there is. There's a little bit of lightning there. So we got a little bit of thunderstorm activity there. Y'all, not a great deal though. Let me just say, it does not look like anything of major severe threat level at this time. Okay, now let me go back to surface cap. I'll use the European model. Let's go. Let's watch this. When is the next surface cap activity come into play? Now there's a 12th. We're getting a 12-13 timeline. Look what happened here. There's a 14th. Now you're getting a little bit of surface cap there in Texas. Do we have lightning? And there is. There's a line of lightning there in Texas. Y'all, that's some pretty strong stuff. Okay? That is some very strong stuff. Now, I'm going to go to the south central region here. So we look into that a little closer. So you can see there's a strong line of lightning right there going through Florida, going through Texas right there. This is on February 14th at 1 p.m. When is that? That's Valentine's Day. Okay, we need red on Valentine's Day, don't we? Nah, we don't need red from thunderstorms. But there you see the lightning strikes there. Now what happens to that lightning? It goes toward Houston. Looks like there's still going to be some thunderstorm activity going in there in Houston area. Y'all, I don't think at this time it's going to be a major factor. The dew points in that area, they're not very high. You see those dew points right there? This is at 1 p.m. on February 14th. We do not have high dew points here. So with the lower dew points, which means a drier air mass, I don't foresee right now that we're going to have severe weather here. It does not appear so. Even though we got a little bit of surface cap, as you can see right there, there is some surface cap. The dew points are not very high. Okay, it's high enough for severe weather. We got 50 dew points there. Okay, we do have 50 dew points. We got 50s and 60s there, as you can see. So the dew points are just marginally okay. It's just a marginal status right there. Now, what do we look at now? We're going to look at 500 millibar wind. What does it look like? Is there a lot? Well, there is some 500 millibar wind going there. It's not really strong. It's not a very strong 500 millibar wind. Okay, where's the lower winds coming from? Man, we got some lower winds giving us a negative tilt. So what thunderstorm activity that we see right here, okay, y'all, there is a possibility here on Valentine's Day of having a tornadic cell or two there in Texas. That is what it's giving us here on Valentine's Day. I don't like to tell you all that because I know a lot of people's going to be going out for dinner and all kinds of festivities going on for Valentine's Day. And it does appear to be some severe weather there moving through Texas. Does it go anywhere else? It doesn't. Look at that. It just goes away. Now, when is the next severe weather? Now, here it is right here. Now, it's all kind of flipped a little bit. That major line of thunderstorms that was showing up on the 14th timeline, it's still there, but it's just affecting Texas only. Now, here's the next major line on the 18th. All right, there it is right there. What's the K index look like? Pretty strong through there. It's 38.5. How much surface cap we have in here? Look at all that surface cap. Y'all, now this is starting to look bad here, isn't it? This is starting to look bad. We got surface cap all the way from Texas all the way up there to Indiana. High surface cap. Pretty high surface cap. 1610 surface cap in the area. Now, again, this is on February 18th. Now, what does the winds look like here at 500 millibars? Wow. Look at that. Excuse me. We have some really strong winds at 500 millibar here. Exceptionally strong winds. We're up to 107 knots here, y'all. That's incredible, incredible jet stream here. Okay, that's incredible jet stream there. Now, this is the European model. We'll look at the GFS model. We're going to see, is that 18th showing up here like it is on the European? Because this European model is showing one hell of a jet stream. I mean, it appears dangerous. Now let's look at let's look and see. Are we getting lower level winds coming in this direction to give us a perfect negative tilt? Because everything else on the parameters are there. And look where the winds are coming from, out of the Gulf. Look where they're coming. They're going straight north into that really strong wind gust, in that 500 millibar wind gust. Y'all, this is a setup here. I'm telling y'all, this is a setup for a severe weather. Could this be an outbreak? Wow, that's a good question. I'm asking myself that right now. Can't say that. We're way out there in time right now yet. This is way out there in time to even think about something like that. But the setup here on the European model, y'all, is bad. It appears very bad. Okay. Now let's look at the GFS model for this same timeline, and we'll go backwards a little bit with it as well. Now let's go backwards there to the 14th. Let's look at the 14th there in Texas when it was getting at severe weather. Let's look at the analysis of it. There is no surface cap showing up here on the 14th like there is on the European model until when? Until about 10 p.m., maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. Now there it is on the 15th though. So there is a difference of 1 day between the European model and the GFS model. There's a 1 day difference between the 14th and the 15th. It's the GFS model is showing this up on the 15th, while the European model is showing it up on the 14th. What's the K index look like there? There's 1 day difference. Now you see that line right there. There it is. If you look at the simulated radar here, there's the thunderstorm activity. It goes all the way up to Indiana in this case. Okay. Now we look at the surface cap. What's the dew points look like? Man, we got 60 dew points here, don't we? Now, again, I can't stress enough. There is currently a 1 day difference between the European model and the GFS model for severe weather. Now, what does the 500 millibar winds look like here? Oh, geez, a peaks and get the right spot here. There we go. It's not real strong, but there's strong enough wind shear here. Okay, a lot of wind shear up here, but I'm looking down here where the dew points are the strongest. And you see, again, those dew points, where are they at? Right here. There's 60s here, 57 up there in Oklahoma. You get over here, they're in the 40s and 30s over in Indiana. You're not going to get a lot of thunderstorm activity of really major factor with 30 and 40 dew points there, y'all. You got to have 50 and 60 dew points. Right now, I seen that 500 millibar wind. Now let's go back to it again. Here it is. There it is, moving right in that direction. You can see the wind barbs where they're moving. They're moving exactly the way I'm moving the mouse right now. Here's the lower winds. Look at where they're coming from. Y'all, this is a perfect negative tilt. So 1 day difference between the European model and the GFS model. So I gotta say this. Somewhere between the 14th and the 15th, there's going to be some severe weather. They're in Texas, maybe they're in Louisiana, and maybe in Arkansas area. There's going to be the potential of some severe weather coming into play somewhere between the 14th and 15th. I got to stick with that philosophy because it does show up on both the European and the GFS model. Okay? Now, let's go forward to the 18th timeline, okay? Now, let's go back to what? Let's go back to surface cap. Let's watch the surface cap. Now, look at the surface cap there on the 17th. Look where it's at. It's all the way up there in Ohio Valley region, right? There's that surface cap. What's a K index look like in that line? Not really bad back here, is it? It's not. It's not really bad. It looks much worse than what it does on the on the European model. It looks much worse. Now let's look at the 18th here now. Look at these. Look at the K index here in Arkansas on the 18th. Again, that surface cap, it's there. Okay, let's look at the 500 millibar wind now. It's got a strong, and I do mean a strong 500 millibar wind in this direction, don't we? Really strong 500 millibar wind. And here's the lower level wind. Look where it's coming from, y'all. It's coming straight out of the Gulf, going straight in this direction. Straight into that strong 500 bar wind. Now, the question ahead is there going to be enough instability? Okay. The European model says yes, there's going to be plenty of instability. The GFS model is not quite showing the instability in this area here to bring severe weather. So there's a little bit of disagreement here between the GFS and European model. But the timeline is there, y'all. So we got, here's the deal, and I'm going to close with this. We have two things, two events coming up. We have a possibility of severe weather there in Texas on the 14th. I think it's there. It appears on both models and appears quite well on both models on the 14th. Then on the 18th timeline, somewhere between the 17th and 18th timeline, we have another possibility of severe weather. Now, it's too far out to have any credibility at all as to how bad it might be. We're just looking at it and saying the potential might be there. And as James says, at this time, y'all, things are going to flip. That's what he does. That's the way these models do. I say all the time, I'm never wrong. As the models change, what do? I change with it. I'm going to show you what the models show. When the models change, I change. I change my story. And I've changed it today, right? I've changed it today. What do we need? Dave is right. We have to have the HR model, don't you? We have to look. We have to wait till we get that HR model and the RRFS model and the NAM model. Those really three models are the basis for severe weather that I look at. And when you have those three models in pretty concrete agreement for bad severe weather, meaning maybe strong winds and tornado activity and large hail, when they all show up, we got problems. But what do we have to wait for? We have to wait for them to come in the line to see that timeline. So it's not going to be, on the 14th timeline. What do I need? Well, I need about the 12th before I see how bad it's going to be. Say there in Texas for Valentine's Day. That's what we have to wait for. Is around the 12th. And I don't like waiting. You guys don't like waiting either. But that is about 7 days from now. And we'll be able to figure out then how bad it's going to be for that severe weather event on Valentine's Day, unfortunately, there in Texas. Texas is the only place that I see severe weather. There was no other severe weather on the board here that I've seen for any severe weather anywhere else but Texas. Texas, you're the lucky ones for Valentine's Day. Doesn't mean you're going to be lucky on Valentine's Day, but you're the lucky one for severe weather, okay? Boy, I got out of line there, didn't I? A little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, guys. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you all. Probably won't do a live broadcast tomorrow. I'll do a post for you guys and keep you updated as to what's happening with anything. But right now, nothing to worry about until around the 14th. Quite frankly, stay all that squally weather up there in the Northeast. It's gonna get brutal up there with the winds and the snow. You do not want to be on interstates. And for God's sakes, you're on the interstates. Do not just pull off the side of the road. Get completely off the interstate and onto a side road, y'all, and get to a gas station or McDonald's or something, and get yourself out of harm's way. I have been up. I'm a boy from Southern Indiana. I've been through squall lines. I've seen all kinds of crazy events in weather. There's nothing I've not experienced myself. From freezing rain to snow to tornadoes. Then I get down here to Florida, what I experience, I get the thrill of hurricanes down here. So there's not much any weather-wise that I have not seen in my lifetime. I've seen them all. I know them all. Been through them all. So I know what it is. So y'all have a great evening. We'll watch for this severe weather here in Texas, and I'll keep you updated on it. Otherwise, have a great evening. God bless you all, and have a good night.